Okay, this was voted to be like my next CD review. It's Data Remembers Common Courtesy. A lot of people just assume that I like this band because for the past year or two I've really grown to like Four Year Strong a lot. Um, but from what I heard, I before today I had never heard this new album, but from the couple songs I tried to get into from them, I just never liked them. I think that Four Year Strong, if I was going to compare them, I do think Four Year Strong is a hell of a lot better. Um, I feel like A Day to Remember is like really gimmicky. Um, I mean, that's kind of how I thought Four Year Strong was in the beginning. I mean, certain ways I still kind of think they are a little bit. But anyway, I want to be completely honest. I don't have a lot of good things to say about this album because I just flat out don't like it. I don't like them. I don't like the style. Um, but I feel like there's so many things that they could have done so much better. Anyway, I mean, I wrote like some notes and stuff, like going through the songs, but overall, I don't see why they're so fucking all over the place. Sometimes it's pop punk, sometimes it's like super heavy shit, and then sometimes it's just like straight up acoustic. Like they could honestly make like 3 EPs out of this album: one acoustic, one pop punk, and one heavier. And granted, I know some people like it mixed in like that, but I really don't personally like it. I mean, at least at least not all in the same song. Not that the acoustic is usually mixed with anything else, but like almost every one of these songs goes from pop punk into like super heavy breakdowns and just like shit that I've heard like 400,000 times. So I don't know. I don't think I will ever get into this band, and that's not for a lack of trying either. Overall, I mean, the lyrics aren't bad. I mean, I've certainly heard a hell of a lot worse. The drumming seemed fine. I mean, if you're a good drummer, it doesn't really matter if you're in a band that I think isn't very good, because, I mean, if you're a good drummer, then you're a good drummer. The guitar seemed okay. Um, yeah, guitar, I mean, at certain points there was like some decent harmony stuff. But there was a lot of like really generic riffs and breakdowns, like I said, that I just think are just so boring and just so overused. The screaming, I think, is just garbage. I don't like the screaming at all. I've heard screaming that's a lot better than that too. I don't know who. I don't know if they got like multiple singers in this band or not, because I don't really listen to them very much. But some of the pop punk sounding stuff, the singer doesn't sound that bad. Um, but the screaming, like I said, I just don't like. Um, Overall, I mean, there was a couple songs that sounded all right. I think this one, or I'm not gonna play it because it'll probably get fucking blocked. But I think it was "The Document Speaks for Itself." I wrote down that it was decent. Um, some of the acoustic songs sounded okay. Number 5 was number 5. "Best of Me" sounded okay. Um, but "City of Ocala," the "fuck yeah" thing in the beginning sounded really stupid. Um, the next song, "Right Back at It Again," I think the screaming is just not very good. And like, I feel like the screaming just didn't fit the rest of the song at all. I mean, that's me personally. Um, I'm pretty sure that was the song that had a line about like being too cool for school, and I just think that's really lame. So that lyric was pretty bad. Um, let's see. The third song, what is that one? "Sometimes You're the Hammer, Sometimes You're the Nail." I didn't really like how like repetitive the lyrics were in certain parts. Um, yeah, this one specifically was really weird, like because it went from pop punk to like really heavy stuff, then back to pop punk, and that's for you. So yeah, I didn't really like that one. Um, "Dead and Buried" I thought was pretty generic. Um, like I said, number 5, Best of Me seemed okay. 6, the acoustic song was alright. 7, what was 7? Violence, Enough is Enough. Yeah, I mean, it was heavy and it was slow. I mean, I just couldn't really get into it. I wrote for number 8. What's 8? Life at 11. I wrote their songs need to be more like this. So that was, I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I feel like that's probably the one I liked the most on that album. I was really surprised how many like acoustic songs there were on this album. Pretty much like 3. I mean, one of them was like acoustic and then like some faster parts, but I mean, I still consider it like an acoustic song. Let me see. 10, number 10 was 10. Life Lessons Learned the Hard Way. I just feel like it's another song that just, I just feel like it didn't really fit because like before that was an acoustic song, and then before that was like a pop punk song, and then so like it just really heavy, another really heavy song, and then it goes into another acoustic song right after that. So like I just feel like it's just thrown in there. So I mean that's pretty much what I thought about the album. I mean the last couple songs I didn't write too much about. I wrote number 12, The Document Speaks for Itself was decent, and I wrote for 13 that it was just kind of forgettable. I didn't really think it was all that great. I mean, I know a lot of you guys probably like this. I know a lot of people have been asking me to do this one for a while. So, I mean, I don't mean to offend anybody. This is all my opinion. I personally just don't like it. But, I mean, if you do, I mean, that's cool. I mean, like one of my friends, Bennett, like me and him were talking, and he couldn't believe that I just didn't like this at all. And, but he was saying that, I mean, to each his own, and he's right, because, I mean, I don't expect everybody to like the same bands that I do, especially how broad of a spectrum that I listen to, because when I grew up, I was listening to, like, super heavy, like, speed metal. I mean, maybe not super heavy, but, like, a lot of, like, European metal and stuff like that. And then, by, like, my young teens, I was listening to, like, pop punk and stuff like that. But, like, I don't feel like those genres really mix well. I mean, at least not to that degree. I mean, when you get stuff like, I'm just going to say 4 Year Strong, where, like, it's got, like, its pop-punk elements, but then it does, like, some heavier stuff. Or even, I mean, not really a great example, but, like, Coheed and Cambria, how they have, like, some, like, alternative type stuff, and then it gets into, like, some really, like, heavy, I guess I'm just gonna say breakdowns for the hell of it, but they don't like go so far from what the rest of the song or from what the rest of the band is that it just doesn't feel like it's not supposed to be there, because that's what I was getting from this album. Like, I feel like if they're gonna go pop punk and then something heavy, I mean, I feel like they went like too heavy that it just didn't really mix well. I mean, I don't know if that really makes sense. But I don't know. I feel like they just put like say this guy wrote like half of a song, and then the other guy wrote like half of another song. And they're like, oh, you know, let's put it together, and it doesn't necessarily fit all the time. I feel like that could be something that they do. I don't know. I could be wrong. But I don't know. I mean, I guess that's it for my rant. Not sure if I will take another CD review for, like, either from like the comments or here. I might post another status on my Facebook page, just asking what people like. Because what I did for this last one was whatever comment that someone left below that had the most likes from everybody, I would do, and this was the one that was the most popular one. So I might just do that again, just to get some more people commenting on that page. But I mean, if you want to suggest something in the comments, go right ahead. That's pretty much it, and hopefully you don't think I'm a dick, but I don't know. I don't judge anyone for liking whatever they like, or I try not to anyway. So there you go.